Just got back from a long evening out at dinner with their crazy neighbor who lives upstairs, and he makes them do really ridiculous things like eat these little things called konichis that are small balls of eel meat, and so there's a reference to that, so that's what a konichi is. But Paul, who is a lawyer, is not happy with the evening, and Corey, who's more laid back, thought it was a blast, and it starts in mid-argument. So, without further ado, I'll be back.
I'm not going to listen to this. I'm not going to listen. I've got a case in the morning.
Where are you going?
To sleep.
Now? How can you sleep now?
Well, I'm going to close my eyes and then I'll go from there. Good night.
You can't sleep now. We're having a fight.
You have the fight. When you're through, turn off the lights.
Ooh, that gets me insane. You can even control your emotions.
Look, I am just as upset as you are. But when I get hungry, I eat. And when I get tired, I sleep. You eat and sleep too, don't deny it. I've seen you.
Well, not in the middle of a crisis.
What crisis? We're just yelling a little.
You don't consider this a crisis? Our whole marriage hangs in the balance.
It does? When did this happen?
Just now. It's suddenly very clear to me that you and I have nothing in common.
Why? Because I won't walk barefoot with you in Central Park in the winter? You haven't got a case, Corey. Adultery, yes. Cold feet, no.
Don't oversimplify this. I am angry. Can't you see that?
Corey, it's 2:15 in the morning. If I get to sleep in about a half an hour, I can still get about 5 hours sleep. I'll call you from court in the morning and we'll argue over the phone.
You won't go to sleep. You will stay here and fight to save our marriage.
If our marriage hangs on breathing in fish balls and poo-fla, poo-pie, it's not worth saving. I am now going to crawl into our tiny little single bed and go to sleep. If you care to join me, we will be sleeping from left to right tonight.
Well, you're afraid to discuss it. I married a coward.
Corey, would you bring up a pail the closet's drinking?
I hate you! Oh, I hate you! I really, really hate you!
If there is one thing I have learned in court, it's that you have to be very careful what you say when you're tired and angry. You might say something you soon regret. I am now tired and angry.
And a coward.
And now I will say something I will soon regret. All right, Corey. Maybe you're right. Maybe we don't have that much in common. Maybe we rushed into this just a little too fast. And maybe love isn't enough. And maybe people should be required to take more than a blood test. Maybe they should also be checked for understanding, common sense, and emotional maturity.
All right. Why don't you get that passed in the Supreme Court? Only couples bearing a letter from their psychiatrist proving they're well-adjusted will be permitted to be married.
You're impossible.
Oh, you're unbearable.
You belong in a nursery school.
It's a lot more fun than a home for the fuddy-duddies.
All right, Corey, now let's not get all...
Oh, don't touch me! Don't touch me! Oh, I never want you near me ever again!
Okay, wait a minute, Corey, now...
No! I can't even look at you! I can barely stand to be in the same room as you right now!
Why?
Oh, I just can't, that's all! Not when you feel this way about me.
Corey, you're hysterical.
I am not hysterical! I know exactly what I'm saying. It's no good between us, Paul. It never will be again.
Holy cow.
I'm sorry. I don't want to cry.
Oh, cry. For Pete's sake, cry.
Don't tell me when to cry. I will cry when I want to cry. And I will not have my cry until you are out of this apartment.
What do you mean, out of this apartment?
You can't think we'll be living together here now, do you? Well, after tonight?
Are you serious?
Of course I'm serious. I want a divorce.
A divorce? What?
I'm sorry, Paul. I can't discuss it anymore tonight. Good night.
Whoa, where are you going?
To bed.
No, you can't, not now.
Oh, but you did before.
That was in the middle of a fight. This is in the middle of a divorce.
I can't talk to you when you're hysterical, Paul. Good night.
No, will you come back here?
Why?
Because I don't want to yell! Now, I want to know why you want a divorce.
I already told you why, Paul. Because you and I have absolutely nothing in common.
Well, what about the 6 nights at the plaza?
Well, 6 days does not a week make.
What does that mean?
I don't know what it means. I just want a divorce.
You mean to tell me that every time we get in a little fight, you're going to want to get a divorce?
There aren't going to be any more little fights, Paul. This is it. This is the end. Good night.
Corey, now, do you mean it? Oh, come back down here!
Stop yelling at me.
I don't want to yell!
I'm afraid the crazy neighbors are going to hear us.
You're serious?
Oh, I'm dead serious.
You mean go to court, sign papers, shake hands, goodbye, forever, finished, done, divorced?
Yep, that's exactly what I mean, Paul.
Well, then I guess there's nothing left to be said.
I guess not.
Well, good night, Corey.
Where are you going?
To bed.
Well, don't you want to talk about it?
It's 2:30 in the morning.
I can't sleep until this thing is settled.
It'll take at least 3 months. You should at least get a nap.
Well, you don't have to get all snippy about it.
Well, damn it, I'm sorry. But when I plan a vacation, I'm happy. And when I plan divorces, I get snippy. All right. If you want to plan this thing, let's plan it. Now, do you want a short divorce or a long, painful one?
But I am going to bed.
You will stay right here or you'll get no divorce from me.
Well, you can try acting civilized.
Okay, I'll be civil. But charm you won't get, now sit down! Because there's lots of legal and technical details to go through.
Can't you do all that? I don't know anything about the legal stuff.
Ha ha! Now who's the looker and who's the doer, huh, Corey? Isn't that right?
Oh, so this is what you're really like.
Yes.
All right. What do I have to do?
First off, what are the grounds?
Grounds?
Yes, the grounds. What is the reason you want to divorce me? And remember that my failure to appreciate konichis will only pass in a Russian court.
You're a scream, Paul. Why weren't you funny when we were happy?
Okay. How about incompatible?
Fine. Are you finished with me yet?
Not yet. What about a financial settlement?
I don't want anything.
But you're entitled to it. Alimony property, you can have the apartment and all the furniture and the wedding gifts. I just want my clothes.
I hardly expected bitterness from you, Paul.
That's not bitter, that's a statement of fact. You're always stealing my slippers and my pajamas.
Only after you go to work.
Why?
Because I like the way they... Never mind, it's stupid. I'll sign over your pajamas and slippers.
You know, you can visit them once a month if you like.
Oh, no, that's bitter.
You're damn right it is.
You have no right to be bitter.
Don't tell me when I can be bitter.
Things just didn't work out.
Sure as hell didn't.
You can't say we didn't try.
Yeah, almost 2 whole weeks.
Well, it's a lot better than finding out in 2 years.
Or 20.
Or 50.
Lucky, aren't we?
Luckiest people in the world.
I thought you weren't going to cry.
Well, I am going to cry. I'm going to have the biggest cry of my entire life, and I'm going to enjoy it. And I'm going to cry for so long and so loud that you won't get any sleep all night long. Good night, Paul. I mean, goodbye. All night long.
6 days is not a wink, Meg. What does that even mean?